Good morning, people. Um, it's about 8 o'clock or something. About half eight. Tuesday morning. The sun is absolutely glorious. If anybody's not at work today, I strongly suggest you get out there and stare at that sun and take a bit of these high vibrations in, because I tell you now, that sun's flying hot today. Beautiful, beautiful. I want to touch today on something that's quite important. Well, I say important, but something that I'm strongly aware of and something I want to touch on. The subject is the continent of Africa. Now, I mean, not everybody's aware of this fact. The fact is, all life, all Moy sapiens, which what we are, originated in Africa. There's only 3 strands of DNA that have populated the world. So if you go back in all the DNA, all the people's DNA in the world, the Chinese, every race on the planet, every human race, I will say, it all goes back to Africa. Then before Africa, who really knows? But yeah, I just want people to be aware of that and think about it. And you know, when you see someone who's different to you, they're not really different to you. They might have a different colour skin. They might speak in a different language. They might appear to be different, but they're not. They're all exactly the same as one another. We are all exactly the same as one another. So, I mean, we hear talk in the press about nonsense like Black Lives Matter, like I don't know, other things out there. You know, the other groups of people that, you know, are segregated into certain groups. But I just want to put across to the world, and the world to listen if they want to listen. If you don't want to take it on, it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine, and I respect whatever you think's the real truth. But the real truth is we're all the same. So it doesn't matter who you are, Asian, black, Hispanic, anything, Mexican, or wherever from in the world. Everybody's got to know this, and until everybody knows it, we're always going to have problems, you know, gelling up with each other and, you know, interacting, war and bullshit like that. We need to, sorry about the language, sorry about that. We need to stop all that, really, as a race. It ain't going to make anything, you know, there's not going to be no change. There's still going to be someone getting rich off the wars and someone losing and someone being killed, or some people being killed. Now, it's all got silly, hasn't it? I mean, let's be honest. When we look back in history and look at all the wars, one side had their opinion, the other side had their opinion. Both of them were right. That's what I'm telling people. Both of them opinions were right. Whether you know, what we've got to accept is people live how they want to live, and we've got to accept each other as how they want to live. Now, until that happens on a mass scale, I'm afraid we're going to get wars. And there's talk of, you know, trade and stuff like that. And trade doesn't really matter, because I'm going to talk about, briefly going to talk about Brexit here. Whether we buy in euros, dollars, pounds, it's still the same. It doesn't make no odds. No odds. If we want something from somewhere else and they want to buy something that we've got, they're buying it. You know, all this nonsense with talking about currencies and, you know, they're putting tariffs on this and they're putting on that. It's all a bit of nonsense. We need a one world currency. And it has to be done right, so it's fair to everybody. But we need a one world currency. Because at the moment now, it's unfair for other countries than the US. I know the US are giving backhanders to the countries who are saying this and levelling it out. But the majority of it, it's not fair. Obviously, we know 3/4 of the world's produce is sold in US dollars today. Now, US dollars, it doesn't matter what currency we use. Maybe we should start a new one. Maybe I know that they already have started a new one. But what I'm saying is, we can't go on the way we are now with the US dominating the world of the finances. What we've got to understand is all the pounds in the UK, or a high percentage of them, are US dollars. Nobody understands that. Now, if you scratch between the surface, the Bank of England have a liquidity line to the US and have done since the Second World War. All our gold in the UK, we've sold and sent to the US. And this is how it works. We send them the gold, they give us dollars. We get them dollars into our banks and things, and into the Bank of England, and we change them from dollars into pounds. Then we pass them to the banks, the high street banks. We've got the central bank, Bank of England, passes them to the other banks. Now, when this happens, when we get the dollars, we're getting USA's inflation. And I'll tell you how this works. Because when the USA print more money, and which they do, which the UK do as well, when they print more money, when they get on their screen, they just keep printing money. They're at 27 trillion at the moment. And I think that figure might be higher, but that's what they're telling us they're at. When they print more money, the money that we've got in our vaults is decreasing in value considerably a lot with inflation, Now, this means we're in a forever chasing our tail sort of scenario where we can't get out of debt. We can't get out of, every penny that we borrow is borrowed at interest to the Bank of England. Now we have to pay that back. Somebody somewhere has to pay it back, and this falls on the population. This is what keeps us skint. When you start realizing what's important in life, like I do, and it's not the money, it's the fact that you want out of the slavery. That's what it is. Now, some people might not look at it as slavery. This is a democracy. And if you've got a pound in your pocket, it's slavery. Because we can't ever get out of it. And if we don't go to work, or we don't have the pounds or dollars or wherever it is in the world, it doesn't matter what currency, we're always slave to it. We're always going to have to go to work, and we're always going to have to do this. People are working 40 hours. Some are working 60. When I was last working, I was working 55 hours a week. Now, I'm too tired at the weekend to do the things I want to do. Okay, I've got a little change in my pocket. Maybe it's 1,200 quid in my pocket for that week. Now, what can I do with that? I can invest it, stock market, cryptos, which I do. But then what? When you realise I can never, unless I've got billions and billions of pounds, or millions and millions of pounds, I can't live the way I think I should live. So it's simple, isn't it? I've got two choices. The way I see it, I've got two choices: become filthy rich, or break down the slavery, the financial market. You know what I mean? The pound, the dollar, break it down. Stop that from existence. Now, I know which one's the easiest to achieve. And everybody else knows which is the easiest. Become stinking rich. It's much easier. Much easier. So I'm warming to that one. And if I can break down the barriers of the pound at the same time, the barriers of the dollar and stuff, at the same time, I'm all for it. You know, I'm someone who doesn't need someone to tell me what to do. An authority. I have all the people in my life to tell me what to do. You know, my higher self, my parents. Whether I listen to them all the time is another thing. But I have my parents to tell me which way is the right way. I just don't need anybody else. You know, if I get into trouble in any way or anything like that, I'll carry the consequences. I'll do whatever I have to do to satisfy them authorities. But it's not a road I want to go down. Or it's not a road I'm going down. Definitely not. The road I'm going down has just become stinking rich. And go and live the way I want to live and be the person I am. You know, that's the most important thing to me. Be the person I am. Not be the keeping up with control. The monetary system, getting controlled by it. You know, I just want to separate myself from that existence. Say, okay, yes, I have to be stinking rich and I have to have all this money to achieve that. But that is the better option for me than staying in this control system. You know, people might think differently of it, but I don't see. You know, I don't want to become rich just so I can spend lots of money. I want to become rich so I can buy my freedom. Do you understand? And I'm sure people do. And not everyone has the knowledge or the drive or whatever might hold you back with the finances things. Not everybody has that drive, and I mean, I have no skills in life. I've just got 3 times as much drive as anybody else, 5 times as much drive as anybody else to achieve the things I want to achieve, you know. You know, I'm not perfect. No, nobody is. Nobody is. I'm far from it. But I am unique. And the things not just the things I want to do, because there's other things, people like the things I like and stuff, but I'm unique to achieve that. You know, the becoming rich and the becoming not controlled by finances and the pound or anything else for that matter. You know, there's nothing I can cut out of my life that can't. The only things I really need is me food, the air that I breathe, the good air that I hope to breathe, because in places in the country and in the world it ain't great. Clean water, that's high up there. The sun, the moon, and everything else in the free kingdom. I can't wait. We see the times when, I say I can't wait, that we get taxed on the air that we breathe, or we're already poisoned with our water. And if they found a way to take the sun away from us, they probably would, and sell it back to us. You understand? But until then, it's free. Until then, it's free. Enjoy it. Embrace life. Love everybody. Love the world. You know, even the negative in it. You know, for years I fought against the negative in it. And try to stay into the system and pay my taxes on time and do all the things society tells you should. But I don't feel that way no more. I feel like, well, I'm gonna live my life where I want to be. You know, I don't really care if it's right or wrong. I just want to live at peace, and I live a peaceful existence these days. You know, and anybody else who wants to upset that freedom of or hold me back in any way, they just disappear out of my life. Simple. You know, I want my circle to be full of lives and full of love and full of people. But if people can't accept me for me, bon voyage. And you know, and at times, you know, I've regretted things and one thing and another. But deep down, I haven't. I've done everything that I thought I should have done when I should have done it. And, you know, one love to everybody. And I'm not looking back over in my life and thinking, I wish I'd have done this and I wish I'd have done that. I ain't. I'm looking forward thinking, this is what I'm going to do. And this is how I'm going to achieve it. You understand? Live it. Life's brilliant. Life's absolutely out of this world. You know, and realising that is powerful. To me, it's powerful. You know, I mean, I suppose we could use the phrase, it was like a bad day in Bosnia. I want to touch on something as well on the bad day in Bosnia situation. I have 3 children, right? I've died near-death experience where you separate from your body 3 times in my life. Bad day in Bosnia situation where 3 people were murdered right outside my bedroom window. 3 people. 3 threes. It's all threes to me for some reason. You know, I believe in numbers being the mathematical language of all civilization, not just humans, of mathematics. I believe it to be much more than that. The language of the cosmos, shall we say, the full cosmos speaks in numbers to me. Now, you know, it's not something I could prove and show you a chart, and I could show you all the evidence, the pyramids and you know, the mathematics behind them, and you know, we all know that what the mathematics behind them is. I don't really need to touch on that, one believes, because the evidence is there and it's paramount, really. It's everywhere, the evidence. Now, you know, 3 threes is speaking to me for some reason. I mean, why didn't I die them 3 times? Why wasn't I one of the people who were murdered? Who really knows? You know, I'm so close to that murder. And I'm so, you know, sorry for their loss of life and you know, but it was 3. And I believe them 3s were all speaking to me. 3 children, 3 times of near-death experiences, 3 murders. I think them 3s are all speaking to me, so I'm probably, you know, going to put 3 on the lottery. And I'll end this on number 3, this video, just to underline the 3s. I think I'll end it on 33 seconds. One love, people. Be nice.